This is a big moment for the conference as we welcome 4 new members to their first Big 12 Media Days. I'd like to also extend a welcome to the Big 12 leadership team and staff that are here today. I truly appreciate their support during my first year and the incredible job all of you have done. We have a lot of special guests in attendance. I want to personally thank ESPN, Fox, our bowl partners for joining us today. To those who are watching live on ESPNU and Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus, or listening on SiriusXM Big 12 Radio, a big welcome. This event kicks off our first ever season as a 14-team league. We plan to use this season to celebrate the incredible strength we have going forward with our 8 continuing members, our 4 incoming members, and also to celebrate the impact that Texas and Oklahoma have had on this conference since day one. I would also like to acknowledge that the Big 12 lost a true friend. In memory of Dallas Morning News college sports reporter Chuck Carlton, who passed in April, and his longtime association with the Big 12 and the numerous events he covered over the years, we have dedicated a workspace here at Media Days in his honor. Although I didn't really know Chuck, I do know that he was held in the highest regard around the league. It's hard to imagine that 1 year ago, I stood before you for the first time. 12 months later, we have much to celebrate, starting with our on-field success. TCU's CFP run will be remembered for capturing the attention of the college football world from coast to coast, going from starting the season unranked to playing in the national championship game. 8 of our 10 teams played in bowl games. In basketball, 70% of men's teams and 60% of our women's programs played in the NCAA tournament this past season, affirming the Big 12 as the top basketball conference in America. We had 2 teams in the field of 8 for the Women's College World Series and 6 of our 9 baseball playing programs in the NCAA postseason. We were well represented in this year's NFL Draft. 30 players selected, plus 10 from our incoming members. The Big 12 was the only conference to have at least half of its teams produce a first-round pick, with 6 total first-round selections. Through the course of the athletic year, conference teams won 4 national championships. Additionally, Big 12 student athletes claimed 23 individual national titles. As many of you know, when I took this job, I did not have a background in college athletics. I relied on the advice and guidance of many people that helped coach me through my first year. And heading into year 2, I still have a lot to learn. One of the steadiest hands that has helped me along the way is former Big 12 Commissioner Bob Bowlesby. He has left a lasting legacy, not only for this conference, but for college athletics. And in recognition of his contributions, the Big 12 Board of Directors established the Bob Bowlesby Award. The award will be presented annually as selected by the conference's athletics directors to the top female and male athletes of the Big 12. As the conference's highest honor, it is presented to the male and female athlete that best represents the characteristics of leadership and excellence on and off the field of competition. This year's winners of the inaugural Bob Bowlesby Award are Ashley Jones, Iowa State women's basketball, and Max Duggan, TCU football. Let's give them both a big hand. Each will be formally recognized by Bob and presented with their award at a home game this season. In addition to the great success we've had on the field, we've also built tremendous momentum off it. We have accomplished a lot over the last 11 plus months. Everything we did could not have been accomplished without the incredible support of a lot of people. I'm so fortunate to have a great staff at the Big 12. And I also appreciate the support of the conference's 4 governance groups, presidents, ADs, which many are here today, and thank you guys for your incredible support, FARs, and SWAs. I would like to thank outgoing Board of Directors Chair Lawrence Skuvanek for his guidance, support, his wisdom, and most importantly, for his incredible friendship. And I'd also like to welcome incoming board chair, Linda Livingstone. Let's not forget, during last year's Media Days event, I announced that the Big 12 was open for business. Since then, we've jumped ahead of the line and extended TV agreements with existing partners through 2031, creating tremendous stability and clarity for this conference. We accelerated Texas and OU withdrawal, which was a win-win for all parties. We completed an organizational redesign. We formed a business advisory board made up of some of the finest C-level executives in this country. We announced Big 12 Pro Day with our partner, the NFL. We hosted our first ever business summit, which was a collaboration among our member institutions to share best practices. We announced Big 12 Mexico. We brought our commercial business in-house. We introduced enhancements to our championship events throughout the year by tapping into influencers, connecting with culture, and establishing premium offerings, all while driving incremental revenue for our member institutions. We have reconnected and galvanized our fan base like never before. Year-over-year social media growth has been through the roof this athletic season. The conference has gained nearly 100,000 new followers. That's a 309% increase year over year. And we have the second most Twitter and Instagram followers of any conference in America. Next week, we are taking 11 of our men's and women's head basketball coaches to Rucker Park to conduct a series of youth clinics in one of America's most iconic playgrounds. And lastly, I've been actively engaged with my A5 colleagues and NCAA President Charlie Baker on Capitol Hill. It's been a very busy 11 months, but it's not necessarily about where we've been. For all of us, it's about where we're going. As we look forward, we will continue to innovate, create, and positively disrupt, living at the intersections of culture, sports, and business. We recently completed a conference-wide strategic plan, the first one since 2011. Areas of emphasis include academics and student-athlete well-being and experience, which includes the formation of a student-athlete health and well-being cabinet, commercial business initiatives to diversify and drive revenue forward, storytelling like never before with a focus on student-athletes and campus leaders. From a competition standpoint, we are always looking for ways to improve our officiating programs and ensuring they are beyond reproach and the in-game experience for all participants and fans alike. Continued development of our international strategy as we plan for our December 24 Mexico launch. As a conference, we will celebrate cultural moments and strive to become deeply rooted in the DFW community. We are also looking to double down on our championship host sites for basketball, baseball, and softball. And for football, I'm excited to announce an extension with AT&T Stadium through 2030 for the Big 12 championship game. We will continue in the pursuit of solutions with the NCAA, none bigger than NIL. And lastly, there will be a continued emphasis on the Big 12 brand, profile, and narrative. That being said, today you are seeing a brand refresh, which is indicative of where this conference is going creatively. It will also serve as a runway to a new logo launch next year. Today, as part of that brand refresh, I would like to give you the first look at the conference's new brand spot. Let's take a look.
You got my back? You got my back?
We started at 12, running 11 deep, and dropping downs since 9-6. Back when the Big 8 met the Southwest, to countless wins later. And if we're talking hardware, have 7 Heismans, count it. With 6 by the net or 5 on the floor, we got the power. And to the new 4 coming our way, welcome. This is for the 4 years to make your mark. Whether it's a 3 with 3.1 on the clock, or the biggest 2-point play to inspire a generation. One thing's clear, we've always been greater than 12.
You know, I love that spot so much. Can you play it again for me, please? One more time. Thank you.
You got my back? You got my back?
We started at 12, running 11 deep, and dropping downs since 9-6. Back when the Big 8 met the Southwest, to countless wins later. And if we're talking hardware, have 7 Heismans, count it. With 6 by the net or 5 on the floor, we got the power. And to the new 4 coming our way, welcome. This is for the 4 years to make your mark. Whether it's a 3 with 3.1 on the clock, or the biggest 2-point play to inspire a generation. One thing's clear, we've always been greater than 12.
Key takeaways from the brand spot is to continue to live at the intersection of culture and sports, to connect with current and future student athletes more than ever before, and begin to position the conference as greater than 12. Now it's time to talk football, because that's the reason why we're all here today. First, I want to thank all of our coaches for their incredible support during my first year. You know, when I took this job, it was the first time I really experienced college football. And candidly, I'm hooked. The Fiesta Bowl is one of my greatest sports moments, and sharing it with my 2 kids this year made it that much more special. And speaking of bowl games, we were the only conference last season to send 80% of its teams to bowl games. I believe we are once again the deepest conference in America. And I look forward to continue to work with the 2 best television partners in college sports, in ESPN and Fox, to tell our story. In working with our TV partners, we are looking for ways to innovate and create greater access to enhance the viewing experience for our fans from coast to coast. For the first time since the 2010 season, there will not be a round-robin scheduling format. I anticipate it will lead to exciting football until the last week of the season. There's a lot of excitement around this league. New members are exceeding their ticket sales goals, while existing members are doubling down on their investments in the sport. We have some very compelling early season non-conference matchups, starting with the opening weekend when right here in the Metroplex, TCU hosts Colorado in a Fox Big Noon telecast. And to my friends from Fox that are here today, I want to thank you for promoting us last night in the MLB All-Star Game. Shows the power of what Fox can do for this conference. With the right results, we will be well positioned for a playoff run this season. With this being the last season before the CFP format expands to 12 teams, and with the Sugar Bowl slated to be a semifinal host site, if our champion is not in the top 4, it is guaranteed a spot in a New Year's Six game. We have also added an 8th bowl game to our lineup this season with the addition of the Independence Bowl. For the second consecutive year, the Big 12 championship game was decided on the game's last play. 6 different teams have played in the game over the last 3 seasons. Last year's contest peaked as the highest rated conference championship game on television, all on the heels of a regular season where we saw a 10% year-over-year ratings increase. As stated earlier, I am pleased to announce again the extension of our contract with AT&T Stadium to continue as our football championship host site through the 2030 game, and I must thank the Jones family as well as the Dallas Cowboys organization for their commitment to the Big 12. Tickets for this year's game will go on sale Saturday, August 12th. For the first time, we will be introducing a halftime show featuring a major artist and our school bands that will be part of the ABC game telecast. The artist will be announced in conjunction with the August 12th ticket on sale date. We will also be introducing our first Hispanic radio broadcast of the Big 12 championship game. It's been a great first year as Big 12 commissioner, and I am blessed to be in this position. Our future is very, very bright. I'm very happy with the progress we have made to date, but not satisfied. There's still a lot of work to be done. With that said, I appreciate everyone being here today, and most importantly, I appreciate your support throughout the year. Thank you very much.